Hey guys, it's Mel. It is day 6 of my warehouse move. If you are following along and watching all the vlogs, I've been documenting day 1 to now, to day 6. So if you've missed it and you want to go back and watch from the beginning, go back and watch day 1 of my warehouse move and follow along from beginning to end. Moving warehouses is, oh my goodness, I never want to do it again. I never want to do it again. As a bookseller, it is absolute torture. The books are heavy, it's a laborious job, and you can't get it wrong. So the biggest issue I've got at the moment is like the logistics of setting up the warehouse. So I haven't actually done like a huge amount of moving of the books yesterday, and like today, I still feel like before I'm moving any more books over, I logistically need to have the warehouse set out properly so I know where everything's going, because once you move the books over, you can't change anything. They're too heavy. It's logistically a nightmare if I move it over and then have to rearrange the books. So before I even rearrange the books, I've got to make room for all my stations. I've got a photography station, I've got a packing station, and I need a prep station. I need to make sure that all this is in the right areas to make sure I'm maneuvering the listed shelves into the right position. Like, I can move a packing bench around if I need to. I can move the photography station around. It's very hard to move all the books once they're over here. I don't want to be moving them all again. I just don't. Now, yesterday I set my packing bench up into the location that I just in my head thought that that's where it was going to go. But once I set it up, I realized that I had a few problems. I had a major crack in the floor, which was right where I needed to stand. So that was not going to work. I can't be working on an uneven floor level. That's just not going to work. And the packing station, just to be honest, it didn't look right. It just didn't seem to fit properly in that space where I had to put the books that need packing, like the orders. It just wasn't really flowing. Everything was on like the opposite side to what I'm used to working at, and I don't like it. So basically I'm going to go and get Tom, and I'm going to bring him over and just get a second pair of eyes on it, because I feel like I've been tunnel focused on that's where the packing station is going, and now I'm looking around going, I don't like it here. Where else can I put it? And before I start bringing over any more books, I really want those stations to be set up in place so I know exactly where they're going to be, and then I can work the rest of the shelves around it. I don't know if this is the best way, and I want your opinion. But I had it turned to the other way and it just didn't give me any bench space to put the picked books. So the idea was thinking, walkway here, maybe about this big, and then bookshelves going all the way along here. The bookcases facing out will be listed books, and then a row of bookcases here to put set building in the packing area.
No. So
I just can't I can't work on this crack either. So my feet stand right there and you can feel it. It doesn't that's not good for your body. So the packing table, if it stays there, will have to go in front of that crack, which will leave a gap behind it, which is annoying. But I just can't think of another way to do the packing station.
why couldn't you put it over here? So what you do is you have the packing bench hard up against this wall next to the PowerPoint, which is beneficial, right? So basically you have that in reverse over here. So this is your packing bench against the wall, right? And then on this side, you've got your 2 benches for the items you're bringing over. So I think that would actually be better. That is not a good location.
No, I didn't feel like it was either.
The other thing is, and the thing you've got to consider, it gets really windy here, and when you've got that door open because you want this nice breeze coming in there, that is the worst possible spot. So not only do you have the wind interference, you've also got potential dust blowing in, and that's an area you should be keeping clean. So just standing in here right now, it's 22 degrees, and you've got this nice breeze coming through. That breeze is beautiful.
Yeah.
But when it's really windy, you're going to have all that stuff
All the
blowing
mailers
over the
blowing.
place.
Yeah.
So I think that's absolutely the wrong location.
Yeah, yeah,
for a
I
whole
agree.
bunch
Once
of
I set it
reasons.
up, I was like, this is not going to really work.
So, and I think the thing is, I can't think what you need power for at your packing bench.
Just-
like maybe the scales.
The scales is the only thing I currently have now, but that's more for when I'm prepping anyway, because I'm working out bundles and working out if they're going over the 5 kilos.
So just looking at this, I reckon what you need to do is you need to have a look at the overall picture of this warehouse. I think you need a designated listed stock, listed inventory storage area, which you've got. And then I think you need a unlisted inventory area, which is over here. And I think you need a few workbenches where you can sort out bundles and whatnot. And I think that should be here. And I think that should be your workbench. And then I think if you've got your packing bench here, and then between the packing bench and the photography station, I reckon we should have a couple of benches. The less double handling you do, the better. So for example, if you pack your orders and then you put them into a bag and then that bag's on the floor and then poor Tom has to come and pick that bag up and then carry it out to a vehicle, you'd be better off packing the bag on the trolley. So the bag's already on the trolley, you pack onto the trolley, and then when it's time to take it to the vehicle, you just wheel the trolley over.
Yeah.
And it's that sort of system and that sort of setup that you need to be thinking about.
Oh, it's better for your back anyway if it's on the trolley. The less carrying I can do, the better.
So you want this like that, yeah? So you're happy with that setup?
Yeah, because I like to have here and reach like this. So if I had this long ways, it's like small steps to go around and grab it. So here I can just pile up and grab thing, trolley. So I like that.
Is all the twisting you're doing.
It doesn't work having it come long ways for the photo. I've got the lights stuck here. Like there's how else? Where do I put the piles of stuff waiting to photograph? I literally have to twist.
Okay, so it could work, all right? You'd still have to twist, which is detrimental. But what you do is you have a little roller conveyor on top of a bench. But I see you're not interested in that. That's fine. But I think what you've got to look at is this, right? Look at it this way. So say from here to where those bits of wood are, to there, listed inventory. So
Yep.
that's the shelves of books.
Yeah.
Right? And then you've got this nice wide walkway,
Yeah.
and then you've got this area which is workspace. Now the only problem I foresee is this. If you want two of these coming out, have you got that measuring tape in here?
Yep, just here.
So I don't think you can have two benches.
Well,
I think
for
you
the
might
amount
have
of
one.
books that I pick, I need 2 benches.
Not necessarily.
Just measure one and then double it.
Yeah, or you could just hold that there. So we'll call that 24. All right, now this is where you're going to run into a problem. Alright, so you can't have two, because that's exactly 24 to this.
Well, I can have 2 if it's the last one. There's no the aisles only need to be there for the thing, and then this is all space. So that might work because this is more open space for prepping. So it's not like the aisle has to stay exactly for the shelves.
So this is where your shelves would come out to here.
Yeah.
Right? So that's where, if you were to do a 900 gap and then 2 more shelves, this is where they'd stop. Now this is the problem, right? Your workbench, I feel, should be on the left-hand side. Your packing bench should be on the left-hand side of that PowerPoint, because I think you need this space on the right-hand side for 2 spaces of cages and some workbenches.
Well, the workbenches, ideally, this is not right? I don't like the workbenches on the right side because that's not my...
Okay,
That's
yeah,
not actually my flow. The right side is to put the packed ones. So if the bench is here, this is for the packed things on the trolley and then zoom it out, right? The packing benches would come on this side.
Okay, so what I feel you should do is this, all right? So this gap between here and here,
Yep,
so imagine you've got a shelf that comes out to here,
yep,
right? right? That gap's sufficient.
Yeah, that's still the
Someone
enough
can be
walkway.
standing there and someone can walk past.
Yeah.
And that's what you need. Right, now if you come down here, so it's out to this line. It's basically where that line is, right? That's where your 2 lots of the shelves with books on, and then that's your gap. This is what I'm suggesting. Packing station, one of those benches out this side, one of those benches out this side. So you've got a U shape. Now, you can't have 2 on one side unless you cut down on your shelves. Nor do you need 2 on one side, because think about it like this. You pick onto your trolley, you wheel your trolley over here. Now, why would you then take the books off the trolley and put them onto the bench for packing? That doesn't make any sense.
Well, I'm not going to do multiple shipping labels. I pick the whole lot, then I do the shipping labels.
All right, so I don't think you understand what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this. You pick the orders, you put the orders on the trolley, you bring the trolley over here. Why do you then need to take the orders off the trolley and put them onto the bench before packing? Can't you?
Because
just
I would
take them
need
off the
10
trolley?
trolleys.
Well, not necessarily.
Yes, I would.
Not-
They're like sometimes there's 70 orders to pack on a Monday. You can't put all that on a trolley, and that'll give me. So if they're bundles, I might only get 6 bundles on the top shelf.
Well, it depends how you do it. I mean, you could wheel a trolley load over here. You could pack those, then you could go again. That's probably not the best option. Can you fit 70 orders on those 2?
Nearly, yes.
All right. So I think what you do then is this, right? You've got your packing bench. You've got one bench there. You've got one bench there. So you picked orders. The first lot you pick, you put on that bench. The second lot you pick, you put on this bench. And then once you've packed them, you put them into a bag onto a trolley. So if you've got 2 of those trolleys, and it might even be an idea to get more trolleys, or a bigger trolley that's just dedicated from here to there, you pack your bag onto the trolley, and then you take them over to the vehicle. But I think you need more trolleys.
I probably will need more trolleys, but yeah.
But I think that's the way to do it. You have a U shape, and I reckon that's the way to do it. The only other option is that I see, and I mean, I actually prefer this, is your packing bench here with 2 things here. So if you look at this, right, so that's 2400 there. So you see where this mark is on the wall? That's 2400. Okay? So what about this for an idea? You have 2 benches along here, so those 2 benches along here, then you have your packing station. Now to me, that actually makes more sense, because what you can do is as you pick your orders, you've got the first lot of orders you pick in the first pile, the second lot in the second pile, and so on and so on. So as you're picking, all you do is you go pick up a pile of however many books you've got in the first lot, 10 books. You move it onto your packing bench, you pack them, and then you don't have any interference.
Yeah, that might make sense actually.
So you've got the 2
no
benches,
twisting.
You got the 2 benches, and you don't have these little dust catchers. The thing is, the more streamlined your warehouse is, the less nooks and crannies you've got, the less accumulation of rubbish and dust and stuff you're going to have. I don't actually like the way this sticks out. I understand why you do it. If you've got the 2 benches along there, you're going to lose that space there, which almost makes 25% of this redundant.
Yeah,
So-
I mean that is just a temporary on there anyway, just to get it out of the way. That's not staying there, that stock.
All right, now how wide is that bench?
Well, with the thing behind it, you have to work out.
It's about 1600 plus the bin, which makes about 1740.
1600, yeah, plus the bin I really want there. 1740 with the bin.
So where's that mark on that wall? So that's the mark on the wall there. So that's about there. So it's about 1700. That's perfect, and I'll tell you why that's perfect. Because the bench comes to about here,
And then the bin.
and then the bin. So you're not blocking the PowerPoint. Yeah, the only downside I see to that is this. This sticks out from the wall a little bit, so that bench will have to stick out from the wall a little bit. But it's only slight. It's
Yeah.
only 2 inches. But to me, that's the best solution.
It's heavy.
Just keep saying that, it helps. That is the best location. That is not a good location.
No, I knew it wasn't. Like, I put it there and I was like, this isn't going to work. That's why I was like, I needed to work. You'd already left. I was like, I need another opinion. The logistics trying to, it's quite mentally draining trying to logistically, because you have to get it right, because it's not like, oh yeah, I've just got a few tubs on these shelves so I can move them. It's like books, they're heavy.
This is still not the right process. The right process is to draw it out and to think about it and to make measurements and to draw stuff essentially to scale, approximate, and go, right, how's this look? Right, how's it look if I do this? How's it look if I do that? When I outlaid this warehouse initially, I redrew it about 50 times. And that was one of the best things I did. You know, the plans changed a lot and I moved things around, but at the start, it gave me a really good idea of it. But I think the thing is, it's like, the way I look at it is this, right? I see this as a one big sort of arrow, right? So stuff comes in, it goes here. It gets sorted, and then from there, it gets photographed, and then you do your listings, and then basically gets put away, and then it basically gets picked, comes back to the packing table, and it's out the door. So instead of one sort of circle that goes around, like arrows that go around in a circle, it's still similar to that, but it deviates a bit. So it comes in from that direction, it goes here, then it goes there, then it goes there, and it goes sort of, it's a 6.
Yeah.
It's a shape of a 6. That's the way it goes. And I think if you've got that sort of vision for it, that sort of mentality, what it boils down to, it saves you time. It's not necessarily about saving you money directly, but it's about saving time and having a leaner process. And I think that's a good process to have.
The only thing I might need a hand with is moving the bigger bench, because otherwise I don't want to drag it on the ground.
No, you don't, because I've just painted it.
Yes, I know. Oh. But I can just spend 5 minutes moving this out of the way and...
Right, well, do you want me to stay here and then I'll help you move that over and then I'll get out of your hair?
Okay. Tom's measured it wrong, it doesn't fit. I don't want to push this over anymore because then I'm going to block the PowerPoint. So, what a pain. It means this stuff has to move a little bit more towards the left. I just put all those heavy books on it. I can't just like drag. Yeah, I think that's heaps better over there. I think my main thing is I just don't want it to be like last time where the stuff that was prepped waiting to photograph was always sitting on the benches, so then I couldn't put anything for the items that were picked and waiting to sell. This bench here is for stacks waiting to photograph. So maybe if I just keep it as that, and then the rest of the stuff that's waiting to photograph will stay here kind of like on the tables, and there'll be a table with stuff that's like ready to go, ready to transfer from the table over to the next stage of photography. Because I can stack like an individual stack waiting to photograph can stack up quite high, and I can fit several stacks there. It's just more for the bundles. They take up a little bit more room, but that's okay. I think that'll work. We can work that out. So when I built the packing station, these are where I put my padded mailers, but you can see they're at different heights, and I feel like they both need to drop to the same height as the packing station. The shelves underneath are like they're uneven as well, but to be honest, I don't really use the shelves underneath. And when I just moved, the thing that there was stuff shoved on the shelves at the back that I had not touched since I was moved. I actually found my GoPro under there. So like it's ridiculous to try and utilize that shelving space behind. I just don't think it's necessary. It's, you know, the purpose of these shelves behind is because I like to have my padded mailers directly in front of me. But this, I think while it's empty, I think I'm going to try and fix that because it really annoys me. Oh, what a mammoth effort just doing like logistics. But yeah, that'll stay there now. That's good, isn't it?
I think what you should do is you should have that alarm set up to eBay, and every time you get a sale, it should ring.
That'd be nice. Cha-ching, cha-ching, especially if I start getting lots of sales. Don't know how the sales are going in time away. I haven't had time to look. So I'm just going to give the warehouse floor a sweep. I haven't given it one since I've moved everything in. But the difference in this one is the floor has been painted. In the old warehouse, I didn't have any painted floor. But having the painted floor actually makes a huge difference because you can even give it a mop. So I think what I'm going to do, not now, like in a week or two, maybe 2 or 3 weeks, I don't know, I'm going to buy a vacuum cleaner because I feel like when you're sweeping and the dusting, you're kind of just pushing it all over everything else. And I feel like I need to probably have a good vacuum cleaner. And then I'm going to get like a mop that I can just do the old ways with the mop. And I think by mopping it as well, it'll just help to keep more of the dust away. Because in the old warehouse, I didn't really think that I was getting very much dust. I never really noticed it on the books. And, you know, I would sweep out the old ways. But it's interesting now that I'm moving, I'm actually noticing quite a lot of dust in there and more dust, like dust on the shelves. And I didn't even know it was really there. And recently we did have like a massive like wind gale, like for a period of about a week. It was just really, really windy. And I think during that wind, it brought in a lot more dust. But also I was in the warehouse right next door to the concreters, and the concreters are constantly using the little dump truck to pick up the gravel or the sand or whatever it is that they make concrete with or do with, but they're constantly like picking it up in the forklift, and when they do that, like it's dusty. So I think I will get less dust in this area, and the books are at the back of the warehouse. They're not as close to the front of it like the other one was, but yeah, I think a vacuum and a mop is the deal. So the warehouse is looking good. I'm pretty happy with it. Everything seems to be sorted now. I've got my walkway here, or my gap driveway, so that they can bring the forklift in to replace those lights. And I've also got the space here so they can drive straight on down and put the forklift in there. And then obviously once the lights are done, I'll be able to add the additional shelves to the end of this row and obviously into the middle here. So now I think it's just a matter of filling up more bookcases, and you know, the heavy slog just has to continue. This is the worst part of it, the heavy slog. So I've got a couple of boxes in here already. I'll put them away on the shelf. And it's 1:20 p.m. here, and Tom and I haven't had any lunch yet, so we were talking about going off about 1:30 for lunch. So probably by the time I get a couple of these unpacked, I'll go up to the other warehouse, maybe start packing some more boxes, and then as soon as we come back from lunch, I'm just going to hit it with moving, like carloads. As for the million squats I'm doing lifting all these heavy books, no pain, no gain. I got to keep thinking that, no pain, no gain, Mel. All these squats, your bum's going to thank you. So Tom and I have just come back from lunch and we've had this idea, or he's had this idea, that he's going to load up I don't know how many, 2 or 3 pallets or something out the front of my warehouse. I'm going to drop the tubs onto the pallets and then he's going to forklift them over. Because I can only kind of get 4 in my car at the once, sometimes 5. Because the way that everything is outside the warehouses, I can't kind of open the doors to be able to lift them out from the back seat because they're too heavy and that's all that fits in my back seat. So during the week, it wasn't possible to do that because Tom was busy with his own workers. You know, like he had his own stuff to run in the middle of the day. He's running his own business. He's got like 8 staff there that he's trying to manage. I can't be calling on him all the time being like, can you drive these over with the forklift? But it's Saturday. There's nobody here at the warehouse. He's just doing some kind of quiet listing, admin, paperwork. And if I fill up like a dozen tubs or 16 tubs or something it is, and then call him and say, right, can you bring them over now? He'll drive them over. I'll unload them. Then when it's time to come back here, I can load up another 16 of them and then just call on him to do the trip over. So hopefully this will make it a little bit quicker in getting the books from here to there. Tom wants to try and maneuver the bike over there now because then it'll be easier for him to drop some pallets in here, 4 pallets. It's ready to go. Oh, it's hot up here. The bike is safe. The bike is safe.
I'll load boxes straight on there and I'll take it straight over.
Oh yeah, this is way quicker than me moving my car and reversing it in. Floor will hopefully be fine. It's just a bit of dirt. So now I'm going to go down there, unpack them. When all 4 pallets are unpacked, I'll call Tom and we'll do another load. And I can walk this shelf down with me as I go. I'm sweating. Oh my goodness, I'm sweating. The sun's coming out, so it's hot. It's actually incredibly so much hotter up in the old warehouse compared to this warehouse. Having these big concrete walls actually keeps it so much cooler. So it's perfect timing as we're coming into summer here. So how good that I'm not going to have to suffer through absolute heat because it's a little bit cooler in here. Okay, here we are, my next task. Okay, I've just brought over another shelf. Tom's just dropped another 4 pallets. I'm going to try and get them done as quickly as possible so we can get over there and get another 4 loads of them done.
Do you want to do any more today or you don't? I don't think we should.
I'm pretty stuffed.
Right, we'll go.
Okay.
I want to drop the pallets and the tubs over there. All right,
Yep.
so it's ready to go
Yep.
for Monday.
Yep.
Then what we're going to do is it's dependent on when Bryn comes in.
Yep.
Right, that's the priority.
Yep.
Is you and Maisie can deal with that. As soon as Bryn comes in, we'll deal with this. Lights first, then the wall. As soon as that's done, by that time you'll have some pallets ready to go. But I think the way to do it is to fill the tubs up, right? And then fill up bags. So you guys should be able to have everything packed
Yep.
and ready to go. And then we can transport it over in one go
Yep.
and dot it in there and then leave you guys be.
Yep.
That's the way we're going to have to do it because Mondays we have got our own stuff to deal with.
Yeah.
We are too busy.
Yeah.
I can't dedicate 2 hours here and 2 hours there. You know,
Yeah.
so
Okay, that was a big day. It's a lot going on. Righto, so it's 6 o'clock. Tom and I are pretty buggered. We've been going since early this morning. We're gonna go home. I don't know, get some takeaway. Keep it pretty easy. I think I'm gonna go and have a big long magnesium bath and that'll be nice. So that's it for another day. Tomorrow is my daughter's birthday, Maisie, who was here helping me the other day. She will be 15 tomorrow, so I'm actually not going to be in the warehouses tomorrow. I've got to go into Canberra, see her. She's got a basketball game. We're doing a family birthday dinner and everything. So tomorrow I get a day off. Monday we're all on again. Yay, yay. Anyway, I think 6 days this week of solid moving. I think tomorrow I deserve a day off. Okay, see you for the next vlog. Bye.